Libra, welcome to the channel. My name is Ali from Indigo Ascension. Here you will find content relevant for empaths, intuitives and sensitives. Now, I do fortnightly and monthly readings. I like to focus a lot on soul healing, okay, where I incorporate a lot of messages that pertain to higher wisdom and how they can best perhaps be ground down into the everyday realities that we find ourselves in. I incorporate a lot of astrology. However, this fortnightly reading, so this is your reading for the 1st to the 15th of June, I want to really focus on how that energy really is coming down into the practical classrooms we all find ourselves in when it comes to our soul work. Now, practical classrooms, spiritual classrooms are our relationships, our challenges, our opportunities for growth, the risks that we're umming and ahhing whether to take. With 5 planets in retrograde and 2 eclipses, we're certainly feeling things on an unseen level, okay? And how that energy comes out and is experienced is perhaps confusing in many ways. We will be noticing, as you can all be aware, I guess, you're all aware of, that there's a lot of volatility out there collectively. We're noticing the volatility that exists and the tensions that are existing within connections and within ourselves as we're integrating higher light, higher wisdom. How that comes down to really smash density or to hit density when 5D merges with 3D is a completely unique experience to each of us. Now, that's what the idea behind this particular reading style. This is going to be the energy that is represented between you and the other. So if that's a connection, take that as it resonates. If this is between you and your thing, that issue, that challenge, whatever your intention is for this reading, you will intuitively know where this applies. If this is that goal, that career path, whatever the case may be, that opportunity, you will know. I'll take a look at the reflection of your energy, the other side of the coin, so their energy, the energy that bridges you perhaps, and I'll clarify that as well. And if I'm so called, I will connect that in with some soul cards as well, some ascension cards if I feel the need to. I have done it for a few of the zodiacs, not all. Simply just guided by soul here because I'm feeling very much more stronger the need to be practical in this reading style, okay, about really getting to the nitty-gritty about what's going on so that we can identify, especially where we're reacting and not responding, we're not perhaps remembering the high consciousness stuff that we do know on an intuitive level. It's all well and good to connect into soul space and meditate, and how I feel when I'm in that energy and I'm peaceful and there's no conflict in my life and I'm, oh yes, I do know that from a higher place, Libra. It's really our challenges, our conflicts are golden opportunities to truly walk our talk, talk our walk, I should say. Walk our talk is what I originally said and should have stuck with. Really to ground down what we do know, because these are the times in which we're repeating karma when we sort of go back and go, God, I know better than that, or I should have said this, or that was my opportunity to have that conversation or put a boundary line down. Whatever the case may be, my lovely Libra. But let's take a look. I'll take a look at your energy and what might want to come up. What this means for you, what you're wanting. I'll interpret the cards and the energy thread between them, and then I'll take a look at the other person, the other side of the coin, the experience that you're connecting into, and see what that energy means for you. All of this is intuitive, okay, guys? The Lovers card, the 3 of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups. You're definitely wanting to offer your cup. You're strongly wanting a new beginning when it comes to the realms of love. Venus retrograde, Gemini season, maybe a Gemini is relevant, Libra. This is a head and heart decision, but I feel strongly a lot of Libras have made their choice after a time of uncertainty like this, in the past. Like if I was to pull more cards to reflect the past, there would have been times of uncertainty here where I'm like, God, what do I do? But I see here something has shifted as we move through the first 15 days of June, whether you're experiencing that now or will be, where you're making solid commitments for a foundation, okay? You're wanting to commit, you're wanting to work on something. This is also the Apprentice card. This might apply to a relationship. This might apply to your career path, Libra, okay? You're starting something and wanting to offer your heart, okay? Open your heart and make an offer. Not only are you going to make a practical commitment, you're making an emotional one too. So like I said, that could be a relationship, a person, your connection to a person, or it could be your connection to a project, an idea, a career path, a choice. That's pretty straightforward, Libra. I don't feel any confusion other than I feel a lot of clarity with that. I do see here in the past, because I'm now wanting to reflect the past, there was a need for karmic balancing. Something was out of balance, and I had to decide and weigh up my scales about where I wanted to make an investment of my time, my heart. Okay, this is also a money card, so when it comes to getting that money, in order to make that practical beginning, you were perhaps waiting, all right, in this head and heart space, or waiting for divine guidance even, or but in the past, before you got to where you are now, or this definitive juncture, I feel like it's a definitive energy. When I look at this, you've made your choice, you've followed your heart, you are now starting this new beginning. But in order for you to get there, so that's for the Libras that haven't quite got there yet, and you're still feeling like there's a need for balancing, or whatever the case may be, I do see there's a karmic balancing here, Libra. And look, if you look closer, in his hand is the scales, okay? Now the scales is represented by you guys in the major arcana. The scales of justice, the scales of balancing, karmic justice. And if you actually look closely, in the past, someone here wasn't getting an equal share of something. Someone wasn't getting what they were deserving. There's a need here for balancing. This is equal reciprocity. This guy's getting some stuff, but this one's not. Balance is needed. Yeah, for equality, for fairness. There was a balancing that was needed. Something in life, myself, something between my head and heart, this decision moving forward was out of balance. I needed equal reciprocity. I wasn't feeling equally, I wasn't feeling energy equally on some level, but you've manifested this. You've manifested this change, Libra. You were calling in something because you were not feeling like there was equal reciprocity. So apply that however it resonates. Wow, I just looked at the symbolism. See this? This person that's in yellow is getting something. The person in blue is not. Bear with me. I've just had a shift. I was going to say there's an amplification of you are surrounded by the wisdom of what overgiving means. I don't know why I get these random things, and like I work with these cards all the time. So maybe this was you watching someone else get more than their fair share, or more than you were getting in something, okay? Apply that however it resonates in family situations, in family dynamics, in a relationship. Someone was getting their share, but you were not. So say that you are this person in blue, okay? Or you might even be this person and feeling guilty because you know you're investing a lot of your time and energy into this area of your life. That might be your career, and that might be your family. All right, just take it however it resonates, guys. See how that person in yellow is the recipient of a little. But look at the magician is now surrounded in an abundance of yellow. What if the magician is this person that's handing out, or is the decider of where they're investing their time between that person and that person? So take that however it resonates, okay? This is a person and this is your job. This is your spouse. This is your career. This is family member, whatever. One child and another. I don't know. A balance was needed of the investment of your time. And if we can't do that, it's because we have to make a choice. But now this individual is the magician because they've seen the value that this investment brought to that, and probably regrets not being able to do it here, but is now surrounded in that giving energy, is surrounded in abundance. They have brought this in so that they can bring in more, that they will never again perhaps only give half of themselves or none of themselves, or feel like they have to divide their energy. They don't want to feel like they have to divide their energy between two things. That's where this love and this head and heart decision had to come in. It's frustrating when the messages are there. I can see it and sense it, but I can't just quite put it together. Do you understand what I'm trying to say about this? Like the Magician is traditionally, yes, I've manifested this energy. Yes, I'm wanting equal reciprocity. But there was a wisdom that was integrated here because you saw the value of not being able to, or finding yourself in a position where you do have to divide your energy and you shouldn't have had to. Yeah, a decision should have made before it got to that point or something. You've integrated the wisdom. Suffice to say, you've brought forward, however challenging, however unbalanced that situation was in the past for you or currently is, doesn't matter where you are in the timeline, there's an infinite wisdom here, and infinite wisdom was definitely integrated when it comes to your manifestation ability. I want something new, I want something new, and here I am still dealing with the current or with the old. I'm still investing in my old dreams, my old goals, or something that's getting in the way of my new, so a balancing is needed. I'm wanting to manifest here. You now have all the tools on your table, Libra, to truly get you to where you want to go. You are surrounded, see all this yellow, in the wisdom of how much you learned, because this is the red cloak, this is a red cloak. You've learned the value of equal reciprocity. You've learned the value of equally giving, you know, and how valuable that is to be the recipient of that. Like the relationship between that person and that person is going to be a different relationship between that person and that person. And what kind of dynamic is between this person and this person? Is there resentment there? Is this one feeling neglected? Is this one feeling guilty for not being able to do that here too, you know? I'm just picking up on a few things that's going to be relevant for some Libras out there. But where you are, where you're headed, you've made your head and heart decision. You are solid in the steps moving forward and where you want to offer your heart and offer your cup. You want a commitment to this new path, this new purpose. You're clear. After manifesting that lesson, the need for equal reciprocity and balancing the scales, yeah? You're now certain that you are manifesting your cup to the other. Let's take a look at the other. Something that awakened you and made you see yourself, your path in a whole new way. That made you deal with loss in a whole new way, Libra. It was a very healing experience. You might even feel like you don't have that currently available to you in some regard because of fear and waiting for communication, waiting for something to shift. I'm going to say, for some Libras out there that I'm connecting into, something shocked and awakened you, okay? Perhaps to the very dynamic that I was talking about, this equal reciprocity. There's something, a situation, an experience, a person that awakened you. There was a need here for the tower to come down. The rules and everything, the foundations that I had built needed to be started from the ground up again, because I'm suddenly awakened to seeing things from a whole new way. There was an awakening here that shifted your perceptions around equal reciprocity, around manifestation, around making head and heart decisions, around committing to a path that you can actually open your heart to. So take that however it resonates. I'm feeling strong Librans that are committing to career pathways, spiritual pathways, life routines that align to them, relationships that align to their deepest desires, their heart, yeah? Because a shift happened and there's an awakening energy, no doubt, when and maybe there was an ending here. Maybe there was an ending here that awakened us to higher principles. We lost a career, lost a job, lost a relationship, lost something, or we were awoken to something about a deeper need to really build from the ground up. All right? We're able to see loss in a whole new way. We certainly experienced loss and had to process some sense of loss because something had to be walked away from here, and it was hard doing too, because it instilled a lot of anxiety, and something that you guys are really good at is being overthinkers, yeah? But we also know we're much more empowered in our Queen and King of Swords energy, Libra, rather than staying stagnant in this Eight of Swords energy. Perhaps their last 8 years are relevant to you. But there's an offer here, there's good news. Okay. After a time of healing and integration, maybe I'm connecting into Librans that are having a time out. Because this is your energy, and you wanted to offer your cup. You wanted to make an offer. You are clear on what you want to commit to. But this represents the other. This person is having a tower moment and needing time on their own to assess the emotional loss and the thoughts that are currently going through them. Okay, but there's good news here. There's word. Okay, there's communication that will come. I will keep clarifying because this is interesting. I'm starting to feel now, Libra, that this individual didn't know everything, and now I'm really drawn to this. This individual wasn't privy. I'm drawn back to what I said earlier here. I'm not going to repeat myself. This individual is only processing the news in their own way, obviously, but they haven't had the privilege of having exposure to that understanding, those thoughts, those ideas, those desires, as long as you have. Now, whether that's you announcing something, you making a decision in a career path, and if this represents your path, okay, or your career, this is, you know, an opportunity to really build things from the ground up. And a need and a desire and a possibility of seeing things in a whole new way. A really enlightening experience that helps us process and, you know, balance out our losses and our fears. Okay, so, and there's good news in relation to that. Okay, I am sensing strongly, I'm connecting into Libras that know who they are, what they want, but this thing that they want is currently in a review process. This person is currently in a review process because they've gone through some sort of an awakening to the facts of the matter, and they're in some form of healing. Okay, they're processing. I don't know if some Libras are leaving a connection or have left a connection, and the person you have left is what's coming up here, or the person you were. So, God, when I do these practical readings, I just get so specific with story frequencies. I'm picking up on a long-term marriage that has ended, and then, you know, there's a commitment here, a new commitment, a new partnership, and the new individual wasn't aware of the marriage per se. That kind of energy. Someone is in rest and retreat mode, and they're processing this heartbreak. Okay, so the Three of Swords is heartbreak energy. The Fourth Sword is down here by his side, but just drawing our attention to the fact that he's analysing these Three of Swords, which sit suspended above him. These memories, okay, so in the stained glass window, they're not real people. The stained glass window is no different to a picture, so it represents a memory of something that's no longer here, or that life, you know, boom, like that's what the Tower card is about, is things end, and I'm starting to see things in a whole new way. All right, so that can apply all sides of that table. But there's news here from this side, okay? There's news here in relation to commitment, marriage, okay? Maybe you're connecting into a Capricorn, Virgo, or a Taurus, but there's definitely a desire here for commitment and longevity. But first, it's almost like there's a need for peace and retreat and separation to analyze and assess a few things when it comes to emotional loss, communications that were found out or given. Maybe we heard through the grapevine. I don't know why. When I put it out there and speak to soul and say, look, I want some practical messages, I literally get these movies that look like the challenging classrooms we all find ourselves in, Libra. Okay, so take that however it resonates. I do, is that the Judgment card? It is, isn't it? It's the World. Wheel of Fortune, okay? The Wheel of Fortune and the Devil. All right. I'm going to clarify with these other cards. You, the other energy, the other experience. That wants to jump out. Where does that want to go? That's the Page of Wands is showing up again. There's news here. Expect news in the first 15 days, Libra. There's an offer. Okay, there's communications here. So if you've been waiting on communications, if you've been waiting to hear back about next steps when it comes to this new path, okay, that really is going to set a new foundation for you in your life. It's a new way of looking at yourself and your opportunities, and a great way to really let go of old fears, old anxieties, emotional heaviness. And it's also a healing, you know, it's something you can really call home if it's just a new path, a new career. The Knight of Cups, the Empress. There's mirroring, there's so much mirroring here. In all of the readings when I do this, the Knight of Cups is clarifying the Lovers. The Empress is clarifying the Three of Coins. The Seven of Wands is clarifying the Knight of Cups. You actually want to defend what you're trying to offer here. This is real, this is genuine, this is who I am, this is what I want. You're perhaps even trying to push back on offers that are coming at you, and that's what's causing this Tower moment for the other side of the fence, yeah? In your Empress energy, you feel like, male or female, that you've got everything you need, okay? It's also manifestation energy. You've got everything you need to start something. So apply that however it resonates. You've got everything you need, all the knowledge on the table to make this investment to start, okay? Do you know where you want to offer your heart to? Path, person, purpose, all right? You know what commitments you will and won't accept. There is news here around that. The Eight of Swords, clarified by the Eight of Swords. The Six of Wands. I am strongly feeling, guys, I am strongly feeling that this individual is now single or is holding back. There's an ending here with the Two Nines. There's amplified anxieties and fears and thoughts that lead us to those things. I'm wanting recognition. I'm wanting recognition for who I am and what I have to offer. All right, if this pertains to a person, I'm wanting recognition here. But they're holding back on some level to process things, okay? So they can prevent perhaps things that make them feel like this Eight of Swords energy. Situations, decisions that will eventually lead to that. They know that they're okay on their own, they're happy on their own, they're safe when they're single. All right. But there will be news about what they recognize as the next best step. This is a celebration, a coming together, a start of a connection, a marriage even, okay? This is an opportunity for you, Libra. You're feeling like this, yeah? You're feeling this Empress energy. You're feeling like you know what you want. You've made your decision. You're standing firm in your boundaries. You know exactly how you're going to offer your cup, all right? You're expecting and waiting on news, and there will be news. You will notice the manifestations of your intentions. Look at the energy underneath here, okay? If this is you and this is your situation and it's not reflective of a person, you know, this situation will bring you recognition. This situation will bring you into your Nine of Pentacles and Nine of Wands energy. And that combined to me is very much a story about how the wounded healer actually was so self-sufficient they made a career out of it, or a story out of it. Or their path and journey has been of purpose. This awakening path you have been on has a story to tell about how much it has restructured all of the foundations of your life, how you've been able to see yourself from a higher view. This critical experience helps you truly transmit deep-seated fears and emotional losses after a time of healing. there's now an opportunity to communicate that or be involved in some communications around that, whether you are a blog writer, whether you are talking to people as a counselor, okay? It's infinite. It's actually quite abundant when I've got double eights showing up. There's a lot of doubles, guys. Double eights, double nines, thought I had double fives. Two knights of cups, okay? Two pages. There's a lot of mirroring here. So if this is between you and an opportunity, you and a person, it's being called into your path for a higher soul purpose, Libra. You have manifested a wisdom lesson. You have manifested an opportunity. You've actually called it in to bring into balance, to bring you karmically into balance to where you're meant to be. Expect news in the first 15 days of June. Four of Swords again. Look at this. It's a mirror. If this is a person, if this isn't, I'm going to be very specific, okay? If you were in a long-term commitment or you are single and you've brought someone in, but I do see here this tower moment. This connection in itself is a tower moment. And the reason I traditionally looked at the tower moment, I was like, something ended, it caused this destruction, it caused an ending. You can also meet someone that alchemically creates an awakening within you, that there's just this remembering. They bring you to this higher version of yourself. Whether you were, you could be in a connection, you could be in a marriage, you could be single, and you just have this awakening moment with this person you understand. And it can also bring forth a whole crap load of fears. So too can the awakening journey when it comes to our path and purpose. Yeah, how come every other time I've been able to make effortless business decisions, but when it comes to this little healing business, I can't make, because it rattles me here, whatever the case may be, apply it how it resonates to your story. You're closing a chapter here with two nines. There's an infinite wisdom here with two eights. That is an abundance of not just wisdom, but manifestation, the truth power of manifestation. You have called forth a person, an experience, a challenging chapter, an awakening chapter, and an experience of awakening for a reason, to really shift you out of how your mindset really had been your enemy in many ways, and how you are now so much more empowered to truly see that, in some form of healing, you've been able to assess those Three of Swords energy that have hung above you, hung above your head, perhaps even subconsciously, how trauma impacts us on some level. Loss, betrayal impacts us on some level. There are remnants and memories that exist that influence our consciousness without us knowing, because they reside in our subconscious, Libra. Whew. You've experienced an awakening, my dear. You've experienced a connection that has awakened, and you certainly have awakened someone, all right? I feel there are so many potential story threads, and it's not until I get really specific. There's a whole new world here, guys, okay? And you weren't sure whether to make this start on some level. That's the Four of Cups. In every other tarot deck, he's not looking at that cup. This is a gift from the divine, but in this deck, you see it, you know it. As difficult as this journey has been, as difficult as this coming together in a relationship has been, name your story. You know that it is a gift from the divine. This is your soul work. There's been too many synchronicities, okay? Too many doubles, too many symbolisms for you to ignore. And if you didn't take this opportunity, you would feel at a loss. And it's a number of five. Five is the number of change, okay? You're dropping an old world, dropping an old story, dropping an old version of you. You are starting a whole new chapter, a whole new world. All right, you've manifested this. I could keep going, but these are meant to be brief readings. All right, my love. Libra, I hope this message resonates. Please leave a message below if so. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, and I will see you for the second half of June fortnightly readings up in a week or two. Okay, take care. Bye.